Hello, this is Jim Kelly, CEO founder 2 Seconds Logistics, and I have something important to tell you today. Now, what if I told you that expanding your logistics business too early can destroy that business? Would you believe that? Well, a lot of logistics business owners think that the moment they start making profits, the moment they start making money, it's time to increase their number of fleets, it's time to add more vehicles, more bikes, hire more riders, expand operations, and all of that. But that is where a lot of businesses actually get into trouble. There is a difference between growth and scaling. Growth shows that you are getting busier, right? There are more customers, on your table and all of that, so you're getting busier than you used to be. But scaling requires something, much more than that. Scaling means that you're getting bigger without necessarily losing your customers, without necessarily losing quality, and without reducing your profits. So if you scale when you're not supposed to scale, you have the tendency of losing all of this. You can lose everything that you have worked for just because you scaled too early. Now, what are some signs to tell you that, okay, my logistics business is ready now to be scaled? I'm going to be giving you about 8 different signs that will tell you that your logistics business is good to scale. One of the very important signals that you should get for you to know that, okay, now I'm ready to scale is that you're having consistent customer demand. What it means is that if you need to scale into a new location, for instance, it should be that there has been demand on that particular location. If you need to scale into a new type of service, it should be that there has been consistent demand on that kind of service. Now, you cannot be operating in Lagos and you want to scale into operations in Abuja when there has not even been one single demand for your service in Abuja. Even if it has been one, it's still not enough. So it has to be consistent. You have to see that, okay, there's markets there and there are opportunities there that are waiting for you. It shows that, and when you scale, seeing that pointer, it shows that you're a smart logistics business owner. So do not scale too quickly until you begin to notice trends like this when there's consistent customer demand for a service, for a particular location, or for anything that it is that you need to scale in, then that is the right time that you need to scale. Another pointer to tell you that, okay, my logistics business is ready to be scaled is if your operations are systemized. If you have operational efficiency, now you cannot be handling everything so manually. You cannot be handling everything all by yourself and you think it's time for you to scale. You could end up destroying yourself, destroying your mind, and in turn, destroying your business. So you need to ensure that your business is systemized. Certain details are well documented. Your processes, your structure, and how the procedure for each step is systemized. The procedure for receiving orders is systemized. The procedure for processing orders is systemized. The procedure for assigning drivers to deliveries or riders is systemized. Your procedure for tracking deliveries is systemized. If all of these things are not systemized, scaling can become a problem. It can become a huge disaster instead of being a blessing that it was meant to be. So you have to ensure that all these systems are proper, they are efficient before you think about scaling. Now, the third pointer that tells you that, okay, my business is good now and it can be scaled is if you are making good margins, if your profitability is good enough and is sustainable enough and still consistent enough. Now, you cannot be very profitable for this month and the next month, and then the third month you say, okay, now I'm good to scale. No, you must have observed that your profits level has been good enough for a period of, for a logistics business, I'd recommend a period of 6 months to 1 year, at least, minimum, before you can say, okay, now we're good to scale. So when you notice that your profit margin has been good enough for that long, then it shows you that, okay, you can scale now without necessarily losing a lot. Because one thing that a lot of people fail to realize is that scaling comes at new operational cost. If you're going to add more bikes to your fleet, you're going to be doing more maintenance. You're going to be spending more on maintenance than you used to. You're going to be spending more on fueling than you used to. You're going to be spending more on wear and tear than you used to. You're going to be paying more salaries because more fleets equates more riders. So if your profits margin is not good enough for a sustainable period of time, it tells you that you're not yet ready to scale. So ensure that you have this in place before you think about scaling your logistics business. That is number three. Now, number four pointer to tell you that, okay, now I can scale my logistics business is check your team. Do you have an effective team? Do you have a reliable team? Do you have a team of individuals that understand what they are doing already? Because there's something about structure building, there's something about company building, there's something about culture of an organization, right? If you're going to have more people join and the culture you have in place is not good enough, then the people that are joining are going to imbibe with the structure that they have met already. So that can be a disaster for your business. So you need to ensure that the team you have on ground understand perfectly what they are doing, so that if you're having new people join, it's easy for the existing team to be able to um, teach or guide the new team members that are coming. It's easy for the new team members to be able to watch and replicate what is already obtainable, right? So you have to have this in place before thinking about scaling your logistics business. Now, the number five pointer that you need to observe before you know that it's time to scale your logistics business is that when you observe that your logistics business can operate without your physical presence. Now, can you take a week off and operations will still run smoothly as they should? If you cannot, you have no business with scaling. Focus on your structure, focus on your system, focus on operational efficiency before you think of scaling. But if you've built your business to the point where you can afford to have a week away, you can afford to have a month away, and in some cases a year away from having physical interactions in your business, then that is a perfect time for you to scale your business. Now, if you can do this and it does not affect your business operations, then you know that, okay, we're good to go and now we can scale. Number six pointer to know when to scale your logistics business is customer satisfaction or customer delight. You cannot be processing 50 orders in a day, and out of those 50 orders, there are complaints on 40. If there are complaints on 40, it shows that you've not reached the level of customer satisfaction that you require in order for you to scale your logistics business. So ensure that your existing customers are satisfied enough before you think about scaling your logistics business. Now, the number seven pointer is that you need to ensure that your business can still run profitably if you lose between 3 to 5 of your major clients. So if you depend solely on a few major clients, it's not a good time for you to scale, because if you scale, like I said earlier, you're going to be having more cost. So if 3 to 5 very major clients pull out, are you going to be able to make enough profit to still handle the extra costs that you're going to be handling? So you have to ensure that you're not dependent on a few major clients. You should ensure that you have a lot of clients that if you lose between 3 to 5, your business will still stay profitable enough to handle the cost of scaling. So that is another pointer. Finally, before you scale your logistics business, you need to ensure that your data, your numbers are making a lot of sense. Do not joke with data. Ensure that your numbers are making good enough sense. So with data, I mean, data can also tell you the level of customer demand that you're getting, areas that you're getting those demands, and everything you need to know to scale smartly and to understand the areas where you need to scale and the areas you need to hold on. Understand your numbers, understand your data, and ensure that it's pointing you in the right direction to scale before you think of scaling your logistics business. All right, so I forgot to mention, so I had to add this to this video. There's a masterclass coming up in September for those of you that are interested in structuring a solid logistics business. You want to start and you want guidance from a real expert, or you are already on the business and you need to scale, but you're struggling and you need some guidance from a real expert. There's a masterclass that is coming up in September. For now, the exact date is not announced. So this is an opportunity for you to get registered at a very subsidized fee, because when the date is announced, then the fee is going to go up. So for inquiries on this masterclass, please call the number you see on your screen, get all the necessary inquiries, and I'll see you in class in September. Before then, subscribe to the channel, watch other videos. Peace.